Good morning, students. I am Shudipto, your English teacher. So today I am going to discuss the second part of chapter 6 from your book New Images of class 7, and the name of the chapter, name of the lesson is Binya's Blue Umbrella by Ruskin Bond. Okay, it is the second part. So now let's begin. Okay, so we have seen that Binya is a little girl. She is living in a village of Uttarakhand, and she is living with her mother and with her father. She has a very beautiful umbrella, and it is blue umbrella. Okay. Binya used to go in a little tea shop, and the name of the owner of the shop is Ram Bharosa. So she goes there to have some toffee. He just placed 5 paisa coin on the desk to have some coffee, and she went out to the hill, and the day was very hot. It was a scorching sun overhead, and she felt some drowsy. Okay, so now let's start from here. The wind grew stronger, picking off dead leaves and sending them spring and reeling through the air. It got into the umbrella and began to drag it over the grass. Suddenly, it lifted the umbrella and carried it about 6 feet from the sleeping girl. So here, Ruskin Bond is telling that when Binya went to the hill, she felt some drowsiness. So in that particular time, she kept her umbrella open by the side of hers. Suddenly, wind came, and the wind dragged it over the grass. Suddenly, it lifted the umbrella and carried it about 6 feet from the sleeping girl. Okay, now the sound woke Binya. She was on her feet immediately, and then she was leaping down the steep slope. But just as she was within reach of the umbrella, the wind picked it off again and carried it further downhill. So it was happening. It is a natural phenomena of the hilly region. Wind comes suddenly and it goes suddenly. So here Binya's umbrella was picked up by the wind. It is very wicked wind. The writer is telling the wind was in a wicked and playful mood. So with this playful mood and this wicked wind, the writer is telling us how the wicked wind dragged and pulled the umbrella through the steep slope, and it dragged over the grass. Now, but just as she was within reach of the umbrella, the wind picked it up again and carried it further downhill. Binya set off in pursuit. The wind was in a wicked, playful mood. It would leave the umbrella alone for a few moments, but as soon as Binya came near, it would pick up the umbrella again and send it bouncing, floating, dancing away from her. So here the writer is telling how the wicked or the playful wind playing with the Binya's umbrella. How the umbrella was dancing, how the umbrella was floating, and the umbrella was bouncing through the steep slope. The hill grew steeper. Binya knew that after 20 years it should fall away in a precipice. What is the meaning of precipice? Here, precipice means steep side of a mountain cliff. She ran faster, and the wind ran with her ahead of her, and the blue umbrella stayed up with the wind. A fresh quest picked it up and carried into the very edge of the cliff. There is balanced for a few seconds before toppling over out of sight. So here I am going to tell you the word meaning. It is yellow colored and underlined. First is whirling. SWIRLING. Whirling means to move about. Drag means to pull with force. Leaping, LEAPING. Leaping means jumping or diving. Steep slope means vertical slope, and steep means vertical and slope means level, means it is a lower portion of a mountain. Next, pursuit. Pursuit means to hunt or to run after. Wicked, WICKED. Wicked means terrific here. A terrific wind means it was very deadly wind. It is very terrific wind. The speed was very high, so that the wind is in a playful mood. Now, precipice, I have already told you what is the meaning of precipice. Precipice means steep side of a mountain cliff. Next, GUST, gust. Gust means vast of air, means it is just it is a blast of air, means suddenly it comes and just it flew some objects towards the direction of the air. And toppling, TOPPLING, toppling means collapsing, okay, over out of sight. Now next, Binya ran to the edge of the cliff. So Binya ran to save her umbrella, okay, and it was a steep slope. There was a depth, and the depth was huge. Going down on her hands and knees, she peered down the cliff face. What is the meaning of peer down? Means come into view. She came to know and that there was a cliff about 100 feet below, a small stream rushing between great boulders. Stream means, stream means a little river, and boulders means it is rock. Hardly anything grew on the cliff face, just a few stunted bushes, and halfway down a wild cherry tree growing crookedly. STUNTED. Stunned means, what is the meaning of stunned? It is means underdeveloped or small. Stunned bushes means the growing bushes, which is underdeveloped, which is small. Out of the rock and hanging across the chasm. Chasm means, there is another meaning, that is crookedly. Crookedly means abnormally or peculiarly, means in which it should grow naturally or normally, but here there is a cherry tree, it was growing abnormally, okay. Now chasm means deep crack, means is a cleave or cleavage or steep slope, whatever it means, chasm. The umbrella had stuck in the cherry tree. So the umbrella finally it stuck in a cherry tree. Binya did not hesitate. here hesitate means to delay. So Binaya did not delay to save her umbrella. She may have been timid with strangers, but she was at home on a hillside. Binaya was timid, means Binaya was shy in front of the strangers. But now Binaya at her home, means total hillside is just like her home. So now she is going to save her umbrella. So there is no need to be shy. Okay, so she is not timid at all, because she has to save her umbrella anyhow. But she was at home on a hillside. She stuck her bare leg over the edge of the cliff and began climbing down. What is the meaning of climbing? Here chasm, I have already told you, deep crack. Hesitate means here delay. Timid means here nervous. And climbing means mountaineering or rock climbing. She stuck her bare leg over the edge of the cliff and began climbing down. She kept her face to the hillside, feeling her way with her feet, only changing her handhold when she knew her feet were secure. So in a very crucial or very planful way, Binaya was climbing to save her umbrella, which was stuck on a cherry tree, and the cherry tree was just the edge of the cliff, and there was a deep slope, and it was so deep that there was hardly some bushes, some rocks are there, and there was a little stream or a little river. So now she kept her face to the hillside, feeling her way with her feet, only changing her handhold when she knew her feet were secure. So what is the meaning of secure? Secure means safe or protected. Sometimes she held onto the thorny bilberry bushes, but she did not trust the other plants, which came away very easily. Loose stones rattled down the cliff. What is the meaning of rattle down? There is one also a meaning. The meaning is thorny, means full of thorn. Rattled means here rolling down with a heavy stone sound. Okay, rattled down the cliff once on their way. The stones did not stop until they reached the bottom of the hill, and they looked other stones with them, so that there was soon a chasm of stone, and Binaya had to be very careful not to start a landslide. So in this time, Binaya was standing a very, very dangerous and deadly position, just to save her umbrella. In one side there is a profound cliff or a chasm, and the other side it is a steep mountain. So in this position, Binaya was standing a very, very deadly, a very, very dangerous position to just save her beautiful blue umbrella. Okay, now once on their way, the stones did not stop until they reached the bottom of the hill, and they took other stones with them, so that there was soon a cascade of stones. Cascade, what is the meaning of cascade? Cascade means waterfall, okay? Cascade of stone. And Binya had to be very careful not to start a landslide. As agile as a mounted goat, she did not take more than 5 minutes to reach the crooked cherry tree, but the most difficult task remained. She was to crawl down the trunk of the tree, which stood out at right angles from the cliff. Only by doing this could she reach the trapped umbrella. So there is a very crucial and dangerous position. In one side there was a slope, and one side there was a steep mountain. In between there was a cherry tree. It is a right angle from the cliff, and with the cherry tree the very beautiful blue umbrella was stuck. Binya had to save the umbrella anyhow. For saving her umbrella, Binya can take any type of challenges, any type of deadly challenges to save her umbrella. There is a chance of landsliding, there is a chance to fall from the steep hill, and she will reach through the down minimum 300 to 400 meters, and there was hardly some bushes, there was only stones and rocks. So in this position Binya was still confident to save her blue umbrella, which is very important, which is very attracted to Binya. So that now Binya did not hesitate to save her umbrella. She wanted to save her umbrella for any cost. Okay, so now next. Binya felt no fear when climbing trees. Actually, naturally Binya is very timid or very nervous. But in that time when she wanted to face the difficulties to save her umbrella, so Binya felt no fear when climbing trees. She was proud of the fact that she would climb them as well as Biju. Who is Biju? Biju is Binya's brother. Biju is a boy, Binya is a girl. So Biju is very confident, and he is well trained to climbing trees. But it is the first time, I think, in Binya's life, is the first time she was climbing trees or climbing rocks to save her umbrella. So now she was very proud of that fact that she would climb the trees or rocks as well as Biju to save her blue umbrella. Gripping the raw cherry bark with her toes and using her knees as leverage. So what is the meaning of gripping? Gripping here. Gripping means holding tightly, okay, and bark means peel of tree. With her toes and using her knees as leverage. What is the meaning of leverage? Leverage means applying force in order to fulfill the object. To save the blue umbrella, Binya was gripping the raw cherry bark with her toes, and forcefully she wanted to reach to the blue umbrella which was stuck with the cherry tree. She scrawled along the trunk of the projection still until she was almost within reach of the umbrella. She noticed with dismay. What is the meaning of dismay? Means shock, disappointment. Okay? She noticed with a shock. She noticed with disappointment that the blue cloth was torn in a couple of places. It was damaged. The wind, the deadly wind, torn the cloth of the umbrella. She looked down, and it was only then that she felt afraid. When he looked down, then only she felt afraid. Why? Because it was a profound valley. There was nothing between Binya and the ground. It was a profound valley. It was very slow and steep, so that Binya felt afraid. She was right over the chasm. She was standing over the cliff or over the crack of the mountain. Any time or any moment, a big accident may occur with her, so that now she was feeling very afraid. Okay, now she right over the chasm, balancing precariously about 80 feet above the boulderous tree stream. Precariously means what? Dangerously, uncertainly. So there was a chance, there was a deadly chance to commit an accident with Binya, so that feeling this occurrence, Binya felt afraid. Looking down, she felt quite dizzy, and whenever she looked down, he became faint. Dizzy means D-I-Z-Z-Y. Dizzy means faint. Means one type of, it is called head spinning. Okay, it is called head spinning or dizzy or faint. Her hands shook and the tree shook too. If she slipped now, there was only one direction in which she could fall down into the depth of dark and shadowy ravine. So I've already told that there was a big possibilities, there was a big chance to commit an accident. So whenever Binya was thinking about the deadly situation of her life, she felt afraid. Whenever she looked down, she just came to see the rocks, and there was nothing between Binya and the rocks. And if she slipped now from that cherry tree, so there was only one direction in which she could fall, that is down into the depth of the dark and shadowy ravine. R-A-V-I-N-E, ravine means chasm, means the cliff. There was only one thing to do: concentrate. There was only thing to do. Means it is not the time to hesitate. It is not the time to just do something carelessly. It is the time to think very carefully. It is the time to do everything with concentration. Okay? So here Binya did the same thing. Here was only one thing to do, that is concentrate on the path of blue just a couple of feet away from her. So still he didn't get the umbrella. The umbrella was just few steps away from her. Now next, she did not look down or off. So here she was very determined now. She knew it very well. If she wanted to save the blue umbrella, there is one and only chance in her hand. Just do it. Otherwise, there was a big chance to slip from here, and after that, no one can save her. So he wanted to concentrate about that object for which she was climbing the rock on the cherry tree. She did not look down or up, but straight ahead and wheeling herself forward. She managed to reach the umbrella. She could not crawl back with it in her hands. So after dislodging, what is the meaning of dislodging? Means removing it from the forked branch in which it stuck. Actually, there was a cherry tree, and there were many branches, okay, and the branches were thorny, the branches were rough, and it was just like forks. F-O-R-K-E-T. Fork means it is one type of spoon, okay. There were spike or fork. So here in that very tree there were also forked branches in which the umbrella had stuck. She let it fall, still open, into the ravine below. Cushioned by the wind, and the umbrella floated serenely downwards, landing in a thicket of nettles. Binya crawled back along the trunk of the cherry tree. 20 minutes later, she emerged from the nettle clump, her precious umbrella held aloft. She had nettle stings all over her legs, but she was hardly aware of the smartling. She was as immune to nettles as Biju was to bee. So here is the meaning that finally Binya got the umbrella, and she was successful to save the umbrella from the cherry tree, and he got down from the cherry tree. But when he came back from that cherry tree, there was a poisonous herbs that is called thicket of nettles. Okay, so I am telling you, ravine means you already know, that is chasm. Cushion means mitigated, means to nurture. Okay, and serenity, what is the meaning of serenity? Means calmly. Thicket of nettles means bush of poisonous plants. Emerge means came out from. Clump means bush. Precious means valuable or prized. Held aloft means held high up. Stings means poison or irritation. Smartlings means painful, and immune means resistance. So it is the story of Binya's blue umbrella. Now it is the story is ended now. Now I'll give you some homeworks. Okay, so here are the questions of homework you have to try at your home. Okay, the first question: what was Binya doing under the pine tree? The second question: what was there about 100 feet below? Third question is: which tree was growing crookedly? Fourth question is: how were the bilberry bushes? Fifth question: on which tree was the blue umbrella stuck? Sixth question is: what did, sorry, it should be she, okay, it should be she. So what did she notice with dismay at the blue umbrella? Seventh question is, what should be happened if she slipped her leg? These are the questions, students. You have to follow this video. You have to focus on your study. Try to be at your home. Try to save yourself, so that it is all for day. Next, I will come in front of you with a new lesson from your book. It may be from new images. It may be from Tune into Grammar. So till then, goodbye. Good day.